Hey, people in the chat, Happy Mac,
Hello,
Unbiased.
hello, hello.
Hey, I'm biased.
As
Hey,
usual,
happy.
I am by.
we are the OGs
Hey,
live
Queen.
on Sunday night, and we're here tonight to not to celebrate this day, but to celebrate the people that made this day possible for each and every one of us.
Yes.
And I'm going to give a shout out to my mom, which was Madeline, and she was my sister, my mentor, my tutor, my big brother, whatever. She was that to me. And she passed away at 91.
Mm.
So she had a hard life, but she had a good life.
Yeah.
And for that, I am very thankful. But anybody in the chat that want to give a holler out, a shout out to their big mama, their auntie, or big sister, or whatever, then feel free and we'll read it out.
All right.
We'll
Well,
read it out.
I guess I might as well go too then. Miss Shirley can clean it up.
Hey,
Hey,
Cheryl.
girl.
That lady right there,
On the wall there.
that's my mama.
Mm-hmm.
The lady above, that was my first mother.
Okay.
Okay.
And I say that because the only mother I knew was that lady at top. That was the only mother I knew. I was raised with my uncles and aunts and everything. And when I turned 6 years old, that's when my mom told me that your mother coming to pick you up. I said, what? Everybody was all the kids my age were surprised because we thought we all were brothers and sisters. And I left my grandmother. She was on the porch crying. My uncles, they was on the
Oh,
porch crying. I was in the back of the window trying to get out the glass window, trying to get back to my mama. But she told me my mama, her oldest daughter, was my mama. And out of all these years, she been there for me. And there's a whole bunch to it.
yeah.
I didn't have a real daddy, so I had
Hey,
fill-ins.
Cassandra.
I had
Tag.
fill-ins, and
Mike.
I only knew my father for 6 years, and that's when I was 13, getting ready to get out of high school. And my father wasn't a father, but this is about the mother. That woman did
Yes.
everything
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
I was in church. I used to hang around the guitar, play all the time. Next thing you know, I had me electric guitar sitting at the house.
Mhm.
Everything that I wanted. My mother, she wasn't rich. She made sure I had what I needed and what I wanted. So
Right.
I've been singing a song this whole week. A real good mother is hard to find.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. A real good mother is hard to find.
Hey, the analytic gardener.
And
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave y'all alone with that because Betty, I don't think nobody can fill her spot.
Yeah. My mom's been gone coming this July to be 18 years. And I got her with me. She's sitting back there in the
Wow.
box with
Mhm.
a picture on it. So she's always here with me. So, I miss her, especially when me and my sister fall out because we tried to call her, see which one can call her first and tell. Well, and I be talking to my mom when we hear that beep. That's when you had the call waiting and stuff. And I was like, there she go. I was like, put us on a three-way. And I'd be like, I got the mama first. Nana, nana, nana. So I missed some times where I could do that to my mom. And my granddaughter called me today because I kept her from the day she was born till she turned 8 years old when her mama came and got her. So I'm considered mama number one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so,
Cheryl said that My
close.
mom is still kicking, doing her thing, no
Yeah.
help needed.
Make the screen
And
small again, Mr. Bammett.
a lady is Miss Lady Dorothy, huh? What we
Uh,
saying, Jed?
Yeah.
uh, let me see. Well, make sure it's not me first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom was with me. Her birthday was that Thursday. She'd have been 80, and she died that Sunday, the week before. So
You got us big, Mr. Bammett. We can't see the chat.
I can see the chat.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not
I
me.
see Cheryl Norris, my
Yeah,
mom.
it's not me.
She had
I
10
got
babies.
oh, okay. It must be something I did then. Hold on.
yeah, it
Yeah.
probably is. Because
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Happy
was.
Max and her
Me moving the computer did it.
Happy
Yeah.
Max and her grandmother did the most for her raising. And since her dad is a rascal, and now I got my mom and three stepmoms. My first stepmom is still the kindest person I know. Mother Day is big for me.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
for you, Happy Max. Good for you. That was a thing that I wanted to do tonight was give a shout out to those that were special in our lives. And like I said earlier, not for the name Mother's Day, not for that name,
Yeah.
because the names of all the holidays have been commercialized,
Yes.
Hmm.
and it's not really for the people intended to be. And tonight we wanted to make that more simple that we were celebrating those people and not the day itself.
Right. Right.
But you know
And
what's so funny? Since I've been in this garden community, I have become mamas to a lot of people.
yes,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, mamas, aunts, big sister. So I have gotten an extended garden family and I love them all. And I really enjoy when I come to the Soil Family Expo and get a chance to meet them in person and get a chance to hug and kiss and just see everybody again. It's just something about being tangible. You can send air kisses and whatever all day long. But when you had that individual right in front of you and you got a chance to really hold them and just hug each other, I almost had to beat one person off of me one time because they was hugging me so tight they was killing my back. And I was like, you gotta let go, let go.
That must have been pescatarian or soul sister.
No, it was neither one of them. It was actually
They
it
they
was
got some they got some tight hugs.
me and Presbyterian, we cried at the airport when she picked me up and we met each other for the first time. That was a snorting and snotting occasion at that time. But the person who gave me the bear hug was Liddy B. Because me and Liddy B, we always talk on the phone at least once or twice a week along with Gina versus Gina and TLC. So
Hmm.
for me to finally meet her in person and Nyla, it was just a happy occasion that you just finally so
you
it
see
was
what Cassandra said, Sister Shirley?
what
She said, "You look
you
like the
looking like
young
the
teen
young
sister tonight."
I told her that too. I told Mr. Bama she didn't belong up here tonight. She ain't no OG tonight. She's
yeah
a youngster.
I can switch it up. I can do a little this that and the third according on what mood I'm in. I was gonna
Hey.
put on something else but I was like nah, let's try something different. So
Ah, you good, you good.
All
But
right, young lady, you watching on the big screen. All right, sis.
my grandma was, she had, I think the total all was 13, but she only raised 12. But my grandma had all those children. But when my mom got in my butt and really got into it, I ran to grandma. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that was, her name was Corrine. And when Grandma Corrine said something, everybody stopped. And they
Yeah.
stopped messing with me too, because I run there and hide behind her right quick.
my grandmother was the matriarch of our family, and what grandma said went. It wasn't
Yes.
no questions. There wasn't no him and a han. Whatever she said goes, and that worked for me up until I turned about I don't know about 2021. I went to stay with my grandmother for a hot minute, And one day she told me it was a snowstorm, a bad snowstorm. Everything was shut down. My cousin, she didn't say nothing to them. She couldn't come upstairs and tell me to get dressed and go to work. I was like, Graham, it's a storm outside. The city is shut down. She wanted to fight me. I was like, Graham, I'm sorry, but if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And she went downstairs and called my mom, and my mom called her and said, where you up that time? I threatening my mom about it. I said, she didn't say nothing to Butchie. She didn't say nothing to Rosemary, but she was all up and down my throat. I said, I love the lady, but I was like, if she hit me, I'm going to hit her back. And Mom said we were too much alike. We were both stubborn and wanted to have the last word and have our way. And I miss that old lady, though, because she taught me a lot. But it was just sometimes she favored my cousins more than she favored me, and I was like, I ain't going for it.
I think Cheryl is talking about you.
Sunday, I don't know who that.
She said her Sunday, she don't know who that woman would be.
Hey, she got to keep us thinking. She got to keep us thinking.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Y'all paying attention.
Hey Rachel, how you doing?
Hey, Rachel, been missing you, hon. Glad to see you.
I'm very glad to see you.
Yeah, after that snake fell on top of the house, I'm glad she all right.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but that's the thing about snakes now. That snakes can climb.
Yeah, they can climb.
Yeah, and they can go around the side of a house, tree, or whatever.
Yeah.
All they need is a little inch, and they can go straight up.
Oh yeah,
and they can swing just like
the chicken coops. They go after the chicken eggs and stuff. Man,
that's right.
Homestead Hart was finding snakes in her coop all the time and had Mr. H going out there killing them snakes. I was just like, I don't know if I want chickens now, but then I had to remember the deep south, y'all full of snakes. I'm like, we ain't got that problem. We got the little garter snakes up here. We ain't got them black snakes and rattlesnake. Nah. Y'all keep them.
Well, the black snakes is actually what they call rat snakes.
Yeah.
They
but every snake is a dead snake, far as I can
tell. I was getting ready to get to that part. Yeah.
410, stay ready. 410, stay ready.
Yeah, I was getting ready to get to that part. but that's what they say. They say that those are supposed to be the protective type snakes.
Yeah, they say they don't try to kill them because they do eat a lot of the bugs and insects that's in your garden. They said they're not poisonous like a rattlesnake or copperhead, and something like that.
They better go to your house then.
Yeah, because I remember Led said go outside and find snakes in his yard all the time. I was like, y'all keep South Carolina.
Yeah, but they didn't say that snakes wouldn't make you hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
They just said that they weren't poisonous,
But now my grandmother, when we used to do the garden and stuff, snakes didn't bother her. She'll just go over there and I guess if it was a dangerous snake, she'll start chopping it with the shovel. But other than that, she'll take the tail and sling it somewhere else.
My grandmother would take the shovel and do one of these. Mm-hmm. Take that head right off and take it and throw it over somewhere and keep on moving. I'd be like,
that's it.
Nah.
Yeah. We talking about grandmas. That's the grandma that raised me. But the other grandma, she was special too. She was the patriarch. And after she left in 2015, everything kind of went down concerning the family. But when I first met her was in 77. And once I got grown and on my own and everything, and I go to church, I would wear different colored shirts and everything. And then I came in one day and all the grandkids and everybody was sitting up in the family room. And she said, there go my baby right there. Hey, there's something about that first grand. There's something about that first grand. And he got that white shirt on too. I think she talked about me for a good 15 minutes in front of everybody. Now, majority of the time I go to church, all I wear is a white shirt now.
But the thing about it is back during that time, I don't know how it is now with the younger people, but back during that time, you had one person really that kept the whole family together,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that was the grandma, and
Grandma.
that was. It might as well say it was the home place. That's where everybody met up. That's where everybody went. Everybody visit.
Sunday
And
dinners, holidays,
yes,
all that stuff.
yes.
Yeah. And she
But
taught
when
us
grandma,
stuff.
yeah, but when grandma left, then the oldest normally stepped right in and
Yeah.
took her spot. But
Wasn't it
Yes,
sweet?
Miss
now
Rachel.
that don't happen, you know.
I did.
Right. It
Like
don't happen now.
Miss
Now that
and
don't happen because,
yeah,
but we
Granny.
are still fortunate and lucky that our family still have family reunions.
Yeah.
It's not as good as it used to be when
No.
grandma and them was out there in the fields or had the big tables lined up, putting
Yeah.
all this stuff together. Now everybody want to cater everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Not
not the
just that. Not just that. They want to fight too.
Yeah.
My uncle called me. We had family union, and the family union is usually 2 to 3 days. He called me
not
and said,
laughing at you, Jed. I was just laughing at what Cassandra said.
Yeah, I was laughing at that too. She said he got me. He didn't get rid of it. He got
I
a whole
thought I
new
had the
house.
same thing in this house for a while, but it was family union time. My uncle called me because I didn't get there yet. He said, "You might not want to come. You got your 2 cousins over there fighting, and one pull a gun because somebody said she wasn't doing good and planning the family union." I said, "Later, I ain't even going to family union. Later for it." I said, "I won't be no witness."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Our family reunions changed after we got older. Like all our older relatives are gone now. Most of us don't have parents or grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm the next generation down and trying to get them together and do like we used to and get together, have Sunday dinners and gatherings and stuff. Everybody's working, they schedules don't jive, they can't take the time out. They got new grandbabies, they got a bunch of excuses and it's just not the same. So, like one time they finally got a family reunion together and they called me and said, "You the only one missing." I was like, "Y'all took so long trying to get it together." They said, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm not even in Cleveland. I'm in New York." I went partying. I, I caught a plane and I was out of there. I was like, "I see y'all when I get back," because you got 2 cousins who let stuff, how to say, fester.
To the last minute.
They should have let it go years ago. They want to get
Mm-hmm.
drunk and they want to fight. Then everybody trying to break up the fight and stuff. You always got that one group of, you got the cousin that sits back and he be drunk and slurring
Hey,
and
Tayanka.
everybody got crazy folks in their family. I said, you know what? I didn't got too old for this stuff. I said, y'all do what y'all do, and I'm gonna go on about my business. Let me know if it's either a wedding or a funeral, and I'll see you then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Homestead of Rachel says she strived to be the best grandparent ever.
Yeah,
And that's a good
My,
thing.
yeah.
my sister shocked me. She said, when we put my dad in the ground, she looked at me and said, "Well, bro, you the patriot now." I said, "Like L." Wasn't realizing what I was saying, but unfortunately, I'm that one now. I said, "Man,
Mhm,
it's hard to believe that, but I'm that one now."
mhm.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that, Jed, is you have to reach back and grab some of that you heard or you
Mm-hmm.
was taught coming up.
That's it.
Hey, CBR,
Hey,
and
Sylvia.
My
we,
mom
we
has one sister left, and I try to talk to her to learn a lot about the family heritage because they didn't talk about your genealogy as we were coming up as kids. Either they didn't want to talk about it or it was too painful in some instances, according on the kind of household you came from. So when
yeah,
I sat down with my aunt and I tried to tell her something, she said, that ain't the way it went. And I was like, okay,
official
that's the way I
Jimmy.
heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I
she
hope I'm
corrected
saying that right.
Oh,
so
Fish Jamia.
Yeah,
official
Jamil.
Jamia.
Yeah.
Hey Sylvia.
Yeah, I don't
I
want to
know how
mess.
you feel, Miss
I don't want to
Shirley.
mess up nobody's name.
I know how you feel. We used to have family meetings. Correction. On my father's side, they would have family
Hey,
meetings.
CC.
Now, I'm the oldest grand out of all of them. And I said, well, let me know when you have a meeting so I can come and all that stuff. They have a meeting, but don't want to tell me. So you just got the brothers up in there. And now the what? Out of 9,
Hey, CC.
there's only 4 left now. Yeah, only 4 left now. And they want to, the one that just passed last month, and he gonna tell one of the younger one, well, the family ain't gonna do nothing with all that land back there. You might as well sell it and divide up the money. I said, you out your mind.
Mm.
I said, you got me, you got other grandkids and everything. I know
It's
your
sunshine
grandchildren
back
might not
now.
want to move to the
Good.
country, but
Yeah.
always give them that choice.
Yeah. Let them have that option.
Yeah.
But
So I got a letter that I just threw in the trash
hey, Netta,
that I got in the mail.
down there.
Yeah, they're trying to buy my property down in the Hinesville area. I got 2 properties down there. They're trying to buy. I said, no. I said, I don't know when one of my kids want to decide to move to the country or just get away from all this stuff and move to themselves. So, no.
Yeah.
Did you see
Hey,
what
she
Netta
is
said about
sunshine.
you, Miss Shirley?
And that she
Miss Shirley, did you
is
see what
sunshine.
Netta
Wait a
said?
minute. And that is Nessa. OG. Oops. Harpo. Who that?
Hey, LGG.
Hey, Netta.
Come
Yeah,
on,
Sunshine, how you
Nessa.
doing? LGG, how you doing?
Oh,
And Cece, I probably didn't speak to you, but how you doing, Cece?
hey,
I
LGGG.
thought I had me I thought I had Lake CC today, but I didn't.
Nah, she said it rained early that morning, but it had stopped. So she was walking
Yeah.
around trying to see all the squishy and mud she had in that
Yeah.
garden. A lot of
I,
stuff got to dry
Well,
out. I
we
told her
get
she
we
got
get
to teach her watermelons how to swim, or they ain't gonna make it till October 1st.
well, we getting all her rain now. It's supposed to rain here for the next couple of days. It's been raining here all day and cold. I mean,
Okay.
the temperature have dropped also. We had a little earthquake, a little tremor
I heard
a couple
that.
of days
What
ago.
was that?
I heard somebody
What
said
was
that.
us ask us did we feel the earthquake? I said, what earthquake?
Yep. Well, we felt it. We
Okay. Hey,
felt it.
Lynette Lawrence.
I didn't feel nothing.
I didn't feel nothing either. Where was it
Well,
originated at?
yeah, I don't know. I think it was in
I'm
the
not
north.
sure where.
I'm not sure where either, but it was
Uh,
in. It
Lynette,
came up through
absolutely right.
certain
I don't give
sections.
up nothing.
Yeah, you're so right, Sylvia. We'll be praying for this rain in a
In a
couple of
month.
months.
Yep. When it get hot, it's the Dickens and everything dries the bone. What CC
Yeah.
say? I got some flowers on my melons. Keep
Sylvia
talking, Miss
said
Shirley.
Tennessee.
Oh, I can
Oh, it was in
that.
Tennessee.
I ain't
Okay.
scared. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Like I said, teach your melons how to backstroke because I know this ain't gonna be the last rain. I ain't scared. Okay.
that young girl is feisty up there.
Yeah. She think she got a little something going on. She all there in the bag of chips. No.
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
that fault runs straight through Tennessee,
okay.
up through
Yeah.
Ohio.
You know, say the earthquakes. Oh, ooh, okay.
Hmm. In
What is it?
Knoxville.
Patriots. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Glad to
Patricia,
see
yeah,
you.
how you doing?
Glad to see you. And another thing we was also talking about, for those that just coming in, we was discussing, we was celebrating not the day, not Mother's Day. We were celebrating the mothers, the aunties, the big mamas, the big sisters that helped get you where you are. And if you
Yeah.
want to shout them out, you can shout them out and we'll read it out. But this is what our subject is tonight, more or less.
I,
LGG, Miss
I
Shirley, you getting
want to
all the
give
compliments
You
tonight.
look amazing, Miss Shirley.
See that's why
thank you, LGGG.
it was a
Oh,
4.1. Okay.
4.1.
CC, I mean Sunshine, you can handle that.
Late my plans now. Yeah. Well, Miss Shirley, we are going.
Hey,
You
you
are.
too glamorous to win.
You scared?
She too bougie to mess with watermelons.
No.
Well,
Look, listen, darling. Don't let this fool you now. I'll switch up on you. You might see me next time with a watermelon hat and a crown attached to it. So don't get it twisted now. Just
see, this is what I like, people. There are already bad vibes in the air already. But
Woo!
we are here to put some joy in your life. Because like I said, we OGs, we say what we want to say and we talk about what we want to talk about.
Yes.
Hey.
But and we was talking about grandparents, they told it like it is. And that's what we do. We OGs and we don't tell it like it is.
And you know what? I never thought I would get to the day where I could do that. See, I came up in the era where children should be seen and not heard. And I didn't talk for a long time. I mean, for a long time. 'Cause I was scared to open up my mouth because I didn't want nobody to hit me in it.
You got that right.
Now,
I got a little older, and I got away from some of the other folks where I could say what was on my mind. Please, I ain't shut up since. So I had a lot to say. I had a lot of stuff stored up. When you're a kid, you can't say for so much. So yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, I want to eat. I'm hungry. That's it. But when I got old enough, please, I gave everybody.
Hey, G Mama.
G Mama Grows, how you doing?
Hey, G Mama grows hard in the garden.
Yeah, Fran said her mama used to tell us that anybody gonna stand around and wait on you to say something. You got something to say, you better say it. Get it out the way.
CC, that's because you're part of this new generation.
Yes.
You didn't grow up where that respect was forced on you. You grew up in this new generation where whatever you do, you do.
Yeah, that part, Jed. That part.
Well, CC also, she's trying to act like she's so young, but she an old soul, so she been here before. So I don't pay CC no attention.
So anybody know how to grow veggies in the swamp?
Well, the first time she was there, I hope she learned how to garden, because this time it ain't showing too much.
We didn't come on here and mess with CC.
CC, I ain't messing with
you. CC, every time she step into a room, she don't know how to stand in the door and say hello first. She just come in like she the popo. Boom. Here I am and start talking smack. So then she just get what she gives. So when she come in, yin yang, I got something for your sister girlfriend.
I ain't gonna talk about you, CC. I talked about you enough on my video.
I told her I ain't scared.
CC said she got whoopings too,
Yeah.
She got them verbal whoopings. She got that mouth flash, and she ain't get hit by a belt or a switch.
She got what they call automatic lip service. She don't know how to turn it off. It's always on. She said not true.
New age, Mom.
I got whoopings too. I can believe that. You talking back to us, so I know you had to be talking back to everybody else.
CC was in that era where you're a grandmama and you're number 32 years old.
Don't pamper her. Talking about, we love you. Don't listen to Jay.
You hear me, CC? You in that category. You in that category where a grandparent is 32 years old.
Yeah.
Where that happen at?
Yep. Well, they're gonna put up with that ish, but disrespecting elders using her age to demand respect, but don't give it. Oops, she is Sunshine. Oh, and that's your running buddy, ain't it? That's when y'all hook up for the meeting. Okay.
Miss Norris got it. She into it now. She's dead up in that watermelon wars.
That's for you and your mom. Did you tell her how you met? Oh, That's a good one because that was a nice picture of her and her mom. Them eyes, boy. Her mom and Cece got them eyes. I was like, yeah, that's her child. Yeah, she don't know. Cece ain't telling her mama what she doing because her mama probably put her on punishment.
Mike said kids now get put on timeout, but back then they got knocked out.
Oh, shoot. We ain't know nothing about no timeout. They be picking you off the floor, tell you go to your room and don't come out until the sun come back up again. Please,
And they meant that thing too, you know.
Yeah, and you better not slam that door either. You better not walk in your room, and you better not slam that door. No.
And did you say something? Did you say something? Did you? Did you?
Let me tell you what happened to me once. I was a teenager. My mom got in my butt about something because there's a big gap between me and the next sibling. It's like 9 to 10 years gap between us. And then the gap gets bigger as she was having more kids. So one day she told me to do something and I thought I said it low enough that she didn't hear me. And I was like, yeah, old witch. And the next thing I know, I heard her go, bam! My mom had threw a candy dish and hit me in the back of my head.
Hey.
I running through the house screaming, going, ah! And she finally caught me and set me down and she parted my hair. She said, oh, it ain't no blood. You all right. You'll live.
Hey, grandparents got good hearing.
You said no mumbling under your breath.
Parents and grandparents got good hearing.
Scar in the back of my head. My mama didn't play. And she said after that, she cried for 3 days. She said after that, she never got that angry again because I had other siblings. And I was like, but why did I have to be the test dummy? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got a permanent scar in the back of my head where you cracked me so good with a candy dish. But I really thought I said it low enough that she didn't hear me. I was just like, yo, witch.
Oh, they could hear. They could hear now.
They got good hearing.
She got ears like a bat. She got radar. Yeah.
They could hear right then.
If I said something again, I was out the house and up the street. So I know she couldn't hear what I said.
Yeah. When your parents tell you something, automatically the ears open up. Yeah. Now, I done told you don't say a word, get you behind in the room. Ears open up. Oh, bring it back here. Bring it back here. We're going to get you go to your room quietly.
Yeah, well, just like they could throw a shoe around a corner and being you.
Happy Mac said you.
Oh, extension cords and will.
Read what Happy Mac said there, sis.
I can't. All right, wait a minute.
Your witch sound
like a liar. Yep. Oh, and when we was kids, my grandmother brought a bush from down south and brought it up here and put it in the backyard. And those are the ones where you had to go and cut your switch off. You better not bring one that break. You better not bring one that was too green that wasn't gonna hurt. And she would tear your legs up and she better hear swishing like this when you walking through the yard. She know you got the right one. And Granny used to tear my legs up with that switch. And back then, you didn't wear pants as little girls. You had to wear skirts. And I be trying to find the tallest socks or tights so folks wouldn't see your legs. Because the first thing they say, oh, you got a whooping.
One thing I can say, our parents used to beat us and it wasn't considered child abuse.
We live.
Now, if you spank your child, it's child abuse.
Yeah.
That didn't come from our parents that raised us and stuff.
Child abuse for some people.
That was what the mother folks put on us. So
the difference between a whooping and a beat down. There's a difference between a whooping and a beat down. When you end up putting your child in the hospital, that's abuse. But
that's abuse.
Telling the lie stuff. I had a woman once that was so scared to whoop her grandchild. I was working at Kaufman's department store at the time. And she was walking past my counter. I worked in jewelry. And this child was cutting up something terrible. And I told her, right across there is the dressing rooms. And there's no cameras in there. And she took that child back up in there. And she wore his butt out. And when she came back out with him, he was like, and she walked past me. She said, I was like, you welcome.
That's it.
Cassandra said, cussing with your eyes when you roll your eyes.
I believe. I wasn't that bad. I was adventurous. I was a tomboy. I like climbing trees and beating up boys and playing baseball and football, touch football and all that other good stuff. So I wasn't a bad child. I just was busy.
Well, my mama graduated from the switches. She had got her a strap, leather strap,
That's usually for
that
teenagers.
she would work on you with. But I hid that thing.
I did that. I made that mistake and hid my mama's belt, and she
I
opened up
hid
the
that
closet,
thing.
and there was a whole row of belts. I was like, dang.
Well, I hid that strap. And like you said,
Ooh.
she didn't get to use that strap anymore on me. But one thing about it, she did find something to use.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And them
Well,
old,
even the Bible tell you,
them old flip flops back during the day when they first started making them was worse than that strap was.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Those things hurt, and they didn't break. They bend, and they was like,
I could tell you all my tattoos, all the tattoos I got on me from military and all, that's what my mama put on my body. That's the only tattoos I got on my body is what my mama put on them.
And you know what? Your language was different back in the day.
Yes.
You couldn't say lie. You couldn't say shut up. It was just certain words you couldn't say because mom said it was just another version of cussing and this and that and the third. Yeah. And if if you got into your brothers and sisters behind about stuff, you better believe that you did one of these before you said something.
And one thing you didn't say, even if you're talking about another adult, you don't say that adult lied.
Yeah.
You don't say that adult, even if they did lie, you don't say that they lied.
That's right.
They told a story.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That wood spoon, Sylvia, I got a little taste of it too. She said that wood spoon was no joke. Yeah. I got a little bit of taste of that too.
No, my dad, my stepfather had a razor strap because he was
that's what my granddad had.
Military, and he had it hanging on the back of the bathroom door. And you could tell when Dad was gonna shave because you could hear him. With he never went to the barber shop. He always shaved himself. He had a straight razor.
Hey, Mona.
And you can hear him going back and forth, sharpening that straight razor. And when the boys did something that he really didn't like, he told them, go get the strap. My brothers be crying all the way to the bathroom. They ain't even had their whooping.
My granddaddy had a shaving strap. We used to call it the power saw. Because when he start whooping you behind, it feel like a power saw.
Yeah. Hey, Sister with Soul. Hey, Mona.
Yeah. Well, I used to volunteer and let my mom whoop me, Because
I'd rather have my dad with me than my mom.
No.
My dad never laid a hand on me until I turned 21.
I let my mom, I preferred my mom to whoop me if she was going to whoop me because I start crying and she start crying, so it'd be over with.
My mom will whoop you like you stole something. She didn't get
I run to my grandmama.
And you know what she tell you?
I ran to mine too.
Once I run to my grandmama, she said, you need to stop. You done got him enough. You done got him enough. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
My mom used to say, pull up that skirt and drop them drawers. She said, I want to get to the root of the problem. She said, ain't no cushion between this belt and your behind. She said, I want all of that. And man, my mama didn't play. You couldn't sit down. You had to your butt be too sore.
Hey.
Well, it was some whips been putting on you back then, but it didn't kill you. You still here.
Oh, they weren't for us kids. Okay. Yeah, they had them whips.
And probably made better people out of you.
Yeah, that's a fact. It did.
That's what I said. They didn't kill us. We lived.
Hey, Rob.
And we became how do you say
Rob in the garden?
Yeah.
My mom would say, fix your face.
Hey, Rob. Yep.
you done beat the daylights out of me. Now you're gonna tell me to fix my face.
Y'all twisted up. Yep.
Yeah, I heard that one before too. Fix your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix my face. I'm busy crying and I'm hurting. And
What about if you cry, give you something to cry? Oh, yeah, they had to talk to you while they whoop your behind. My mom would be
ooh,
like, didn't I tell you not to go in there messing with that stuff? And I'd be like, would you stop it?
hey,
Please just whoop me and get it over with.
my kids will tell you. When I beat them. I told a story. I beat. I talk. I beat. I talk. I beat. I talk. Shh.
Now I tell my son, now you know you got this whooping coming, right? He like, yeah. I said, and why am I giving you this whooping? Because I don't want you to think I'm just whooping on you just because I can. I said, I want you to know why you're getting a whooping. Because every time you do something you don't have no business doing, it's consequences. This is your consequence.
That's
Bend over.
it.
Bend over.
That's my aunt said that they would tell you to shut up. That didn't hurt. And they whooping your butt and telling you to shut up all at the same time.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't hurt you, but it tearing my behind up. Sure.
Yeah, it said whooping yourself as much as you whooping them.
People, let
Yeah.
me, like I said, I had some news that I got on a short trip that Jim Boogie and myself made. I met this couple while we was eating breakfast, and they came into the place to eat breakfast, and they run a beef ranch,
Yeah.
a ranch that sells beef. So
Mhm.
while I got the chat in here, I'm just beef.
Yeah.
They raise grass-fed beef. They raise their own. And then the thing about it, they also you can buy a quarter, or you can buy a half beef, or you can buy the whole cow. Because when I met them, they was coming back from delivering some beef that they had already sold. But
Okay.
like I said, I'm not affiliated with these people. I just met them a day ago,
Mm.
and the guy name is Tim Boring.
Angel talking about you.
I see him.
Yeah.
And,
That's why I was laughing.
and if you all got a pencil, I'll give you the phone number. You can call him and find out how he do his operation, how he sell his beef, and how far he would deliver it or
Ship
ship.
out. Yeah.
So if any of you that
Ready.
plan on want some beef, fresh beef, and want to go in with somebody else and buy half of it or the whole cow, then get this guy a call. His name is Tim Boring, Boring.
Okay.
Tim Boring. And his number is area code 828-557-9467. I'm going to do that number one more time. The number is area code 828-557-9467. Tim Boring. He and his wife own the Double D Beef Ranch. Double D. So if anybody didn't get that and they need that information, just give me a holler. But they had the T-shirt on, and they were sitting there, and I was reading his T-shirt. So I just got up and told my son, I said, just wait a minute, let me talk to this guy a minute. And went over to his table, and because we had this conversation, when was this, about 3-4 weeks ago, Jed, Miss Shirley?
Yeah.
We was talking about this, buying the cow, the beef. And that just came to my mind when I saw his shirt. So I went over and talked to him and got this information in case some of you might need it.
Deal breaker. No one should use a switch on the kids. I thought that was pure torture. Yeah.
Let me see if I can post it. See it, sunshine. I
But
don't.
but Netta, that was a different era. Back in that day, that was what they was brought up on. So they didn't know
This
anything about
comment
a
has
lot of
failed
stuff.
to post.
Yes, double D. Unbiased.
Yeah.
I just put it in there, but it didn't.
Double D.
No,
And
no, I put it in.
his
I
phone
put it in the
number
chat,
is
and
828-557-9467.
this comment has failed to post to ban. Oh,
828-557-9467. Stick that in there, boss. I know you got it. Yes, you're right, CBR. It's already got crazy. It ain't getting crazy. It's already crazy. When you go to the store and you've been paying $1.25 for a canned good, and now you're paying $2.50. It's already crazy. But I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit, and
I'm sure check them out because I find a couple of girlfriends who got, little small chest freezers. And if we can all, first of the month when we get our little ends together and can buy half a cow or whatever and get that, because I like to get oxtails and some other stuff. That'd be
let me see if I can put this thing in.
if
Because
he could
unbiased,
ship.
they can't see the number.
That's what I was trying to
it
do.
wouldn't let mine. I put it in on my cell
It
phone and
won't let
the
me do it
computer.
either. I was going, I
It
was trying
won't
to
come
do
up.
it. It said it won't connect to comments.
Okay, let me see if I can do this without.
Now, see,
There
it
it
took
is.
hello.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, I put hello in there, but it wouldn't take the comment when I put his name and everything in there.
Yeah, when I was trying to put the phone number in there, it wouldn't let it do it.
Okay,
So
I got it up in the chat. 828-557-9467.
well, put his name on there at least,
Okay.
so they know who they calling.
Okay. See, you done saw that I done learned a little something. Now you messing with me, sis.
I try to help you out, bro.
Okay, that's his name.
There you go. All right. So yeah, so they know who they calling when they talk to
Well,
them.
I'm getting better with this thing,
We know you could do it.
Trying to learn a little something.
I could say hello and all this other stuff, but I can't write no comment like that. It won't accept it.
There you go, Sylvia. Double D Beef Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And Tim Boring. And I put his number in there. And as I was saying, people, I'm not affiliated with this gentleman or his ranch in any way, form, or fashion.
Yeah, well, you get enough orders in, he might give you a little extra 10.
But I'm gonna give him a call because I think I want some of that grass-fed beef anyway.
Yeah.
And if y'all do call him, let him know that Mr. Bamman is the one that sent you.
Yeah.
I gave him one of my cards, but like I said, we just shook hands and he gave me the information I wanted, and I handed him one of my cards, and I told him that I definitely was gonna give him a shout out tonight because we was already talking about getting some beef on one of the shows already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if he delivered as far as he was when we saw him, there's no telling how far they'd go.
Right.
Yeah.
And probably ship it too, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because they got methods and ways of doing things nowadays. So I think, let me see. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the old home places because okay, he's out of North Carolina, Sylvia.
Well, since we're gonna talk about the old homes, the home that I was born in down here in Georgia, that was tore down a long time ago. We moved to New York. That house that my grandfather bought, that's the house I actually own right now. And one down here in Georgia, uh, the baby boy got that. But that's one of the things I don't understand about it is your mama been gone ever since 2015, but the property and the house is still in your mother's name.
Oh wow.
I tell them I don't understand how y'all do stuff like that. If you're gonna pay the taxes, put it in your name.
Mm.
And
Well, that
I
you
find,
know that's one of the other problems we have. That is,
I go
we
pay.
just don't do
Didn't come up. They have double
wills and stuff.
in Texas.
They have a double D, but it's in Texas. No, this is North Carolina.
So is it spelled like that? It might be just DD. It might not.
DD.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's DD.
It's DD. It's not double.
Yeah,
It's just spelled out double D.
yeah, DD. Be free.
DD.
Give him a call, Sylvia.
New York says. New York says, "Come on home." No.
Now, I'm sorry about that, darling. No, New York would not be my home. That's just a place I have property. That's all.
I have property down in Georgia somewhere. My cousin said when my aunt died, she left some down there, and I was like, I got other cousins who's been down there who deserve it more so than myself. I said, I'm not coming to Georgia. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Give me the name. Give me the name. I'll look it up.
I bet you would, but that ain't happening.
But it used to be that Big Mama, Grandmama, whatever you want to call her, their home place was where they lived at.
Yeah.
And when the kids went off, north, south, east, west, whatever, when they came home, they came to that particular spot.
Yeah.
And this is why that, yeah, you're right. That's my art. That's why I was just saying people just don't do wheels, which they should have.
Yeah. But you know what, Bam? A lot of this younger generation, they don't want to be bothered with any of that stuff now. All they want to know is how much is it if you sell it and how much is my share.
Right.
They consider that hard labor and they don't want to do hard labor. They want to do IT and all this other stuff. These kids don't want to. It's only a handful that I can say that really want to carry on the family legacy of farming,
Right.
and growing stuff. Not all of them into that. They'd be like, that's y'all old folks. I ain't getting my hands dirty. I ain't messing up my manicure. I don't want to be sweating. I don't like bugs. I don't like worms. I don't like any of this stuff. And they give you a whole list of what they don't like and don't want. But let you fix the dinner and invite them. They're going to eat everything that's on that table that came out
That's
the
it.
card that
Yeah.
you. All right.
Yeah.
Or let them come up short and they hungry and they want to come by. No, can you fix them up a little something to take home? But when it comes down to the real bottom line of how all of this came about, it wasn't, a supermarket run that it came out the backyard. They don't want to do it. They say, well, that's what you like. You do that. I come by here every now and then and maybe move a bag of mulch or a bag of soil or something like that. But I ain't picking no weeds and I ain't doing this, that, and the third. So, it's in some families, it's become a dying art for the next generation.
Mm.
And then in other cases, there's some that's really interested in why gardening and how things grow and why the food that we grow in our gardens tastes better than what comes out the stores.
Right, right. And that's like Shea Sunshine said, the courts and the government and a lot of these people, they wait on you
Right.
to lose your property.
So
So they can take it.
Another thing to that is now
They really do.
They want to get your property, your money. Now, when my mom passed, it's a
I don't know, Cheryl.
3 level house. The bottom level's level ground. I rented out the apartments up there. Money went straight to the bank. Never bothered. I only used the money to do repairs on the house. Now, after I'm grown, leave home and everything, my mom adopted another 2 other girls. Now, instead of her coming to me and say, "I need some money," she went and got a lawyer. Now all of a sudden, this house and stuff is in probate because she want money because she thought she can get some quick money. I said, you should never took it to the people. That's what they want from the beginning. They want us to put it in court because that's money for them.
Yeah.
The court has nothing to do with this house. They have nothing, but that's money for them. Now that you done went and talk about you want this and you want that. I'm not a greedy person when it comes to money. All you had to do was ask me, I need this. There was almost $10,000 sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
And I never touched it. Now there's nothing in that bank account now because the lawyers and everything got it.
They got it. Yeah.
That's it.
Like, yeah, Cheryl Norris says, what are they gonna do when we are gone? They're gonna starve to death. They are.
They're gonna be hurt.
I'm serious because when we had the pandemic, and then after this last little blackout we had, they couldn't call what is that? All these places that deliver food, DoorDash and all these other folks.
Yeah, Uber and all that. Yeah.
Right. There was no phones, there was no, electricity. You couldn't order food. And for the ones who are doing canning and dry goods or what have you, and we got them stuff up in the cupboards and hid here and there. Okay, we know how to go pop a top off of something and have a complete meal in a jar and can eat until stuff start working again, because a lot of people lost everything in their freezers because I remember you, Jigs, and there was a lot of other folks who lost everything in their deep freezers and stuff, but you still had other sources of food. These young kids will not survive. They can only eat peanut butter but so long. And if you can't go to the store to get a loaf of bread, they don't know how to put flour and water and eggs together and make a loaf of bread. So a lot of these kids will starve to death, or they're going to end up banging on your door talking about, I know Auntie got something in there. She ain't going to let me go hungry. If Auntie ain't home and you can't get in, oh, well.
Hey.
Sylvia did the research. She said she found them, and they have pigs too.
So so they got beef and pork.
So you can get beef and pork, people.
Ooh.
And Sia Sunshine said it. She said a good one. The question is, what are they going to do when only fans, TikTok stop? What are they going to do when all this stuff stop?
They ain't going to do jobs. Yeah,
they don't know how to do a real job.
Yeah.
And when TikTok and all this YouTube and all that stuff stop paying, what you going to do then?
Yeah. Well, look how they panicked when the president came in and he stopped TikTok for a minute. Them folks was freaking out. It was almost like the crash on Wall Street. They was ready to commit suicide and everything else behind that because that was their source of income. So, and then they brought it back up and they was like, whoo, they dodged that bullet. But I was like, then, so what if it happens again? What you gonna do then?
Well, that's the thing that I can't understand is why these younger people, I'm not going to say young people, but why these younger people just want to up and sell the property time they get it or before they even get it. The thing about it, they're not making
they don't want to do work, man. Like I said, that's hard labor. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be out there on no tractors or trying to break ground. Like I said, we talk about snakes and stuff. Can you imagine them seeing a snake and screaming and running or leaving the tractor running, rolling down the field?
Well, what confuses me though, sis, is the people are moving back here down south to I don't know a warmer climate or what, because they can work from home now. Yeah, because everybody working from home, but the ones that's here that's got this are trying to get rid of it and move something else, somewhere else. I don't understand. I really don't. And why would you have something that you own and give it up for something to rent.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
that's a
And then a
fact.
lot of them figure they making enough money that they could pay somebody to do this, that, and the third form, or they could buy whatever they need. They're not looking at it long term. They're looking at it for what they see from day to day. And that's where they lose the vision at, because they'll sit there and tell you, oh yeah, my grandma. I have a lot of young kids who come and help me every now and then in the yard. And it's like, yeah, my grandmother had a garden and I used to help her work in her garden. I was like, well, I could teach you about gardening. That's okay. I'm good. And I'm just like, for real? I was like, it's not that hard. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, when you get hungry, you're going to wish someone would have taught you how to do something.
Yeah,
When the
you're right,
big C happened,
You're so
it was
right.
hilarious to see how many people could not do their own hair, nails. Folks were looking worse than the homeless.
It was hilarious to see. Like Sunshine, she said, when COVID happened, it was hilarious to see how many people couldn't do their own hair or nails. Folks was looking worse than the homeless. And let me tell you about that. I worked at Wally World for a minute. We couldn't I worked in the cosmetic department. Once people figured out that they couldn't go get their hair and nails done, they learned how to do it real quick. We couldn't keep nail glue and nails and stuff that was in the cosmetic department. People started learning how to do their own makeup, their hair, their nails. COVID changed a lot of different people's occupation when it hit.
Well, they better learn how to do some gardening now.
That's a
Yes,
fact.
sir.
That's
Yes,
a
sir.
fact.
And better call Double D
Yeah.
and get them some meats.
I was talking to my grandson out in the yard last week, and I said, "Do you realize why I do all this?"
When trees.
Oh, well, Papa. I said, "Look at all these trees, all the stuff I plant around here and everything." I said, "One thing, you will always eat if you don't have any food. You will have a house over your head and you will have vegetables and fruit to eat. But you got to keep this up."
Yeah. But you know
Yeah.
what's scary, and I'm sorry to say, how the 2A community has stepped up their A game, because they're worried about why you, and I'm not trying to use this word, where you're storing and being a prepper about future endeavors, about food shortages and what have you. They're worried about how they're going to protect it for the ones who don't do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. So since I've been on the YouTube and garden, the 2A community has gotten just as big and it's still growing. And that's what's scary to me right now, that you might end up harming people that you don't want to, because of the way that they will act when things
Mhm.
really hit the fan. So it's just scary to see that we're just trying to survive on the food tip and they're just trying to survive, period, which is an entirely different category. And it's scary in regards to how this might boil down to when push come to shove.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're so right, Cheryl. You're so right. Because, as they all saying, unbiased is saying, social media got people so wrapped up that
Yeah.
they think it's all in what somebody else got, and that's what they
Mhm.
want, you
Right.
know.
Well,
But
Using
yeah,
Christ
but
to his own land.
Sylvia, you're so right too.
we
Also, you will harm people because they will harm you.
right.
You're so
And
right about that.
and that ideals was put in our head by some other folks that you got to have the biggest house, you
Yeah.
got to have the best car, you got to have this, you got to, but you never realize is they saying what you got to have, but you don't look at the price that you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
They get all this that you paying, they getting, and we gonna encourage you to keep getting, because eventually you gonna lose it and we gonna get it. So
Well,
that's one of the things that I've never really been into. Yeah, I got a nice truck. Do I have the 2500 and all that stuff? No.
Mm-mm.
I get what can keep me sustained and keep me going. That's it. I don't need a well, I did have a Mercedes, but that was back in my military days.
Yeah.
but it appears that the people in this community and the people in the chat tonight,
Enslaved to debt.
they got their heads twisted.
Priorities straight. Yep.
Twisted in the right direction. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, they already got it. And that's the best part about this particular community is, and the good thing about Sunday night chat with OGs is, like I said, we tell it like it is.
Yeah.
And my sister Shirley can dress up like she want to dress up when she get ready to dress up. She cleaned up pretty good.
Why,
But
thank
anyway, people, that's my
Made me
time.
think she's slinging honey.
I'm gonna get ready to go in here and get me a nap or two.
All right.
So you all have a good one. Be blessed. Glad that you all came and stayed as long as you did with us. But be blessed. Have a good one. And don't forget Tuesday night now. Tuesday night. That's when we're gonna do the OPO. So you figure it out and be there Tuesday night if you want to try to win a little something.
Did you give any hints yet on OPO?
No, not gonna give you any. Okay,
Even though I think I know what it is already,
be
but that's
blessed,
not.
people. I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
But
Good
love
night.
them back.
Just a little bit.